On a cold December afternoon in 1946, 18-year-old Paula Jean Welden left her dorm at Bennington College to take a walk in the Vermont woods. Wearing a red parka, she walked into the forest and was never seen again. Her sudden disappearance shocked the country and became one of the strangest missing persons cases in American history. Paula Jean Welden was a bright and creative college student who seemed to have everything going for her. But when she vanished during a short hike, it sparked a massive search and lasting questions. Her case changed law enforcement in Vermont and continues to puzzle people nearly 80 years later. A promising life cut short. Paula Jean Welden was born on October 19, 1928, in Stamford, Connecticut. She was the oldest of 4 daughters in a well-off family. Smart and curious, Paula went to Bennington College in Vermont to study the arts. She loved nature and hiking. Though cheerful, friends noticed she had seemed thoughtful and maybe a bit distracted in the days before she disappeared. On Sunday, December 1, 1946, Paula told her roommate she was going for a walk to clear her head. She wore a red jacket with a fur-lined hood, blue jeans, and sneakers, not warm enough for hiking in the cold woods. She didn't take money, food, or any extra clothes. At around 2:45 p.m., she left her dorm and headed toward the Long Trail, a well-known hiking path that runs through Vermont's forests and mountains. The last time anyone saw her. Along the road, a man gave her a ride and dropped her near the trail. Several hikers later said they saw her around 4 p.m. on the trail near Glastonbury Mountain, a mysterious area known for strange stories. She asked for directions, and people said she seemed polite, but quiet. No one saw her come back. That night, her roommate thought Paula might be staying with a friend or studying late. But when she didn't show up the next morning for breakfast or classes, people began to worry. The college called her parents, and within hours, a huge search was launched. The search begins. The search for Paula was one of the largest in Vermont history. College staff, local volunteers, Boy Scouts, and even soldiers searched the woods. Airplanes flew over the forest, and dogs were brought in to help track her. But nothing was found, not even a footprint or a piece of clothing. Paula had completely disappeared. Paula's father, William Welden, became frustrated. He felt local police weren't doing enough. At the time, Vermont didn't have a statewide police force, just local sheriffs who weren't prepared for a case this big. This failure helped push lawmakers to create the Vermont State Police the following year, in 1947. Theories about what happened. With no body or clues, people could only guess what happened to Paula. Some theories made sense. Others were more unusual. Number 1. Lost or died in the woods. The simplest theory is that Paula got lost and died from the cold. That night, temperatures dropped below freezing. Dressed lightly, she might have fallen into a ditch or ravine where searchers couldn't find her. But if that were true, many ask, why was no trace of her ever found, even years later? Number 2. Murder. Some believe Paula was the victim of a crime. One local man, Fred Gadet, told people he had followed her, but later changed his story. He had a criminal background, and some thought he seemed suspicious. But police could never prove he had anything to do with her disappearance. Number 3. She ran away. Others think Paula may have wanted to leave her life behind. Maybe she planned to vanish and start over. But she didn't take money or clothes and had no known reason to leave. She also left behind everything personal and had no way to support herself. Number 4. Suicide. Some people think Paula may have walked into the woods intending to end her life. Her quiet mood and lack of warm clothes might support this idea. Still, she didn't leave a note, and her body was never found. The Bennington Triangle. The area known as the Bennington Triangle gained its eerie reputation after a series of strange disappearances occurred there between 1945 and 1950. Paula Jean Welden vanishing is the most famous, but she was not the only one to mysteriously disappear. In 1945, Mitty Rivers, an experienced local guide and hunter, vanished while leading a group near the same region. Despite knowing the area well, he was never seen again. 4 years later, in 1949, a man named James Tedford disappeared under even stranger circumstances. Tedford was a veteran and resident of a local soldier's home. He boarded a bus headed for Bennington, but when the bus arrived, he was gone, though his belongings and bus ticket were still in his seat. Then, in 1950, an 8-year-old boy named Paul Jepson went missing near a pigsty while his mother did chores. Searchers combed the area thoroughly, but he was never found. Just weeks later, 53-year-old Frida Langer vanished while hiking with her cousin near Somerset Reservoir. She slipped into a stream, decided to go back and change clothes, and never returned. Her body was eventually discovered months later in an open area that had already been searched, raising even more questions. All of these disappearances happened within the same general region, between Bennington, Glastonbury Mountain, and Woodford Hollow, forming what some now call the Bennington Triangle, a name that draws comparison to the infamous Bermuda Triangle. Locals have long whispered that Glastonbury Mountain is cursed, with legends stating that Native American tribes avoided the area entirely, considering it dangerous and spiritually unbalanced. While there's no scientific evidence to support anything supernatural, the repeated disappearances and lack of closure have given the region a dark and mysterious reputation. For many, it adds a chilling layer of intrigue to Paula Jean Welden's unresolved case. The case lives on. Even now, people on the internet are still trying to solve Paula's case. Reddit users and amateur detectives look through old records, search maps of the area, and share theories. Some think she was never on the trail at all and was taken before reaching it. Others believe her body might still be hidden in a cave or crevice too small to notice. There's hope that modern tools like ground-penetrating radar or DNA testing might one day bring answers. But for now, it remains a mystery. Paula's lasting impact. Though Paula's fate is unknown, her disappearance had real effects. Her case helped create the Vermont State Police, which has since solved many other crimes. Her story also inspired books, including Shirley Jackson's novel Hangsaman, about a girl who vanishes from college. Other writers and filmmakers have also told stories based on Paula's case, drawn to its haunting sense of the unknown. The idea of a young woman vanishing without a trace still grips our imagination and our fear. Why this story still matters. Paula Jean Welden didn't just disappear from a hiking trail. She disappeared from history, leaving behind one of the greatest mysteries in America. Her story shows how people come together in crisis, how systems change, and how some questions never get answered. Today, hikers still walk the long trail, some hoping to find a clue, others just paying tribute to the girl who walked into the woods and never came back. Paula Jean Welden's case is one of those mysteries that sticks with you. It's not just about a girl who went missing. It's about how people react to the unknown, and how, sometimes, we may never get the answers we want. What do you think really happened to Paula? Could new technology finally solve the mystery after all these years?